Welcome to Get Found in AI Search. If I start sweating, it's because apparently the AC is not working in my office building and I'm sweaty. So apologies. But did not know that until I got here about an hour ago. And that was too late to call an audible on where I was going to do this. So we are going to jump right into getting found in AI search. I like that one better. So let's go ahead and change that background to be a little less interruptive. I like that one. Leaves. Okay. All right. So getting found in AI search, we are going a little bit deeper today on the whole process of that. So as you can see here, I've added a link down below that I'd love for you all to go visit. We're putting together some realtor education pieces, and it's really going to be everything that I've kind of taught throughout my career up until this point. And Jason, everything he's taught in his career as well that we've got online, we're going to put up into that realtor education piece. And there is a newsletter that'll come out. So you'll get access to these webinars, making sure that you're on them and making sure that you know when we are ready to show you something new. So let's jump in. If I can get it to move. There we go. So today's agenda. So why are you here? You are here to figure out how to get found in AI search. So why does AI searchability matter right now? I think we're on the cusp of something great. AI is the new digital front door. The 4 signals of trust. Then we're going to cover what AI listens to or where it listens. Then we're going to cover the AI Authority Flywheel, which I covered a couple of weeks ago as the G6. And then we'll get into creating a plan and getting you a 30-day AI search plan. We'll have a Q&A at the end if there's people still around, making sure the next steps are laid out for you. And then we'll give you an opportunity to get an AI audit from where to start. And then we can custom build that 30-day AI search plan for you specifically, giving you step-by-step on where to put your efforts and your time. So this is a way for you to know exactly what you're doing and what that's actually working for you. So a little bit about myself. I do have over a decade in mortgage. Creative First did 35 million in production in 2025 as a team. We've lived in St. Petersburg for about 10 years. I've got 2 boys with another one on the way. I am an investor myself. I've owned a property on the south side of St. Pete, as well as we still own one in Puerto Rico that we were supposed to go to. And I was actually supposed to do this class from Puerto Rico, but they're having a water shortage and they're rationing water. And we didn't think that would be good to go to with a couple boys. So at Creative First, we do specialize in creative mortgage products. We do focus on the 10% of origination. We're really good at the 90% as well, but we do understand the 10% non-QM, DSCR, all of the stuff that people don't really understand. We've taken it upon ourselves to understand that stuff. On Google, I do have 135-star reviews, got 100 plus podcast recordings, episodes recorded. And over the course of my career, I've done about 2,500 YouTube videos. So I do have experience in what I'm teaching you. I'm not just giving you theory. And one thing I'd like to add on there, over the last 2 weeks, we've gotten 4 leads from AI directly. So this is stuff that we're putting into action and we are seeing results from it. And so that's why I wanted to bring it to you, because I do think it's super important. I will help you build your business, not just take care of the mortgage side, but we are really good at that as well. Our team is phenomenal. So let's get into why you're here. AI is the new first impression. So buyers will look you up on ChatGPT, and one of those leads that we went back and forth with ended up choosing somebody else because ChatGPT doesn't necessarily understand all of the things of a mortgage. It just looks at certain things. And so once you understand what those things are, you can help yourself be able to work in that direction. They are getting summaries and finding your brand if it's understandable. If it's not understandable, they're not going to find your brand. This is the visibility shift from SEO to AIO. So you're going to want to be able to be found by AI. And that's what our audit does, is it shows you what everything looks like right now and what you need to focus on so that you can become discoverable by AI. Your online presence is either helping you or hurting you. In most cases, it's hurting you because you don't know that you have old citations hanging out there. You have old brokerages still hanging onto your name. You have old phone numbers that you used for a year because you wanted to leave your personal cell phone out of the business. it happens over time as your career goes on. You change companies, you change different situations, you change offices, and those things don't get cleaned up. I'm telling you that from personal experience, especially because of all of the things I've done online. Basically, my entire career is online. And so I've spent probably 2 months just cleaning things up. And even to this day, as I dig deeper and deeper, AI is still finding things that I've had out there that I have to go clean up. The last example I have of this is I'm trying to focus on St. Petersburg. One of my realtor partners has me tagged on his website in Tampa. And so I asked him, can you update that? Mike, yes, we've been doing some work on this. You can definitely attest to that. It can be challenging. And so we want to make sure you're focusing on the right things. So this is why AI searchability matters right now. They're not searching for you like they used to, right? Google used to, you type in best realtor, top realtor, realtor in St. Petersburg, Florida. It would pull up a list of 10 things. They would search through those 10 things. AI is now taking that search away from them and putting things in front of them. The good news about right now is you have an opportunity because nobody's focusing on this. And that's why I'm screaming from the rooftops and I'm doing these types of webinars every single week, because it's so important right now. I'm getting other webinar along the similar lines, webinar invites into my inbox, which means people are starting to catch on. Businesses are starting to understand it. You still have a leg up if you jump and move now. It's basically ground zero. Okay. This is like Facebook in 2017, 2015, where people were just starting to discover that it has power and that it is going to be the next frontier, and people were jumping in. So if you want to be one of those first movers, you're in the right place. So AI does scan your entire digital footprint. It looks at all of your MLS history, social media, your website, everything. And so we need to get you into a place of being able to be found the way you want to be found. So this is your new digital front door, and clarity beats volume. The old game, when social media was the lead, it used to be just post as much as you can. Just get something up there. Let people know you're a real estate agent. Let people know you're a mortgage broker. It's not that way anymore. We have to maintain a concept of who you are, what your identity is, so that the first impression, trust being built through AI, and you're not being found, you get chosen by AI. Okay. And AI only chooses you if it can understand what you do. And so this old game of let's shove as many different keywords into our descriptions as possible, where we help first-time home buyers, investors, relocation clients, 55 plus, condos, luxury. We don't do it all anymore. You can still do it all. Okay. I'm not telling you turn down business. What I am telling you to do is streamline your messaging so that the AI can understand what your messaging is. So the 4 signals of AI trust: clarity, depth, recency, and authority. All that stuff that you did before isn't pulling recency, okay? It's not giving you clarity. AI must understand instantly. And when you type a search into ChatGPT, you expect a response right away. It instantly must understand who you are, okay? Who you help. Like I said, we can't list off 19 different people anymore. You need to help 2 or 3 really, really well and show AI that you understand those things. If your online presence is vague or inconsistent or scattered, it will not recommend you. It's not going to risk it for itself, right? Because if people don't trust the AI, they're not going to continue to use it. Okay. The recency, AI promotes agents who are active, updated, and engaged. So as you make these changes, AI is going to start paying attention to you because you are updating these profiles. Okay. You are putting out the content. And I know that's a scary word, and we'll talk about that later. AI favors professionals who demonstrate expertise and insight. Reviews, past sales, niche authority, and helpful content all strengthen this signal. So we can bring 4 or 5 different things in together that are going to signal one thing for you. And then authority. AI elevates agents who have credible proof with testimonials, Google reviews, media mentions, community presence, consistent brand signals. All of these things are super important. So I'm going to take a drink and I'm going to pause. If you've got questions to this point, go ahead and put them in. All right, quiet group today. All right, so in the old world was ranking, right? You wanted search engines, as I said before, search engines give you list of 10 to 20 options. You get to choose as the consumer. You competed for that position. You wanted to rank higher and higher and higher. SEO controlled the visibility. So if your website had a bunch of keywords loaded into it about something that they were searching for, real estate, they would pull them in. Okay. Clicks, website, decision. Okay. People would click into your website and they would make a decision. They're not doing that anymore. Consumers were able to do the research themselves, right? They would have the list and they would do the research. But your goal was just to show up somewhere on the list so that you had a chance of being chosen by the consumer. In the new world, AI gives one answer and consumers take action immediately, and they will ask questions to that specific, like they will ask questions about what they want, and then the AI will respond with questions about what they're doing. So go in, like when we're done here, go to Google and search something. Chances are the AI mode is going to pop up, and then it will say, hey, if you ask me these questions, I'll recommend further for you. So it's AI deciding. AI is going to pull those 20 people, let them know there are those options, then ask the consumer questions and continue down the line until they narrow in on who the best person is for them. They choose the most trustworthy match. So it's all about how much trust have you built online. You either get recommended or you get completely ignored. There's no in between anymore. Your goal is to become one of the default choices that AI recommends. And I can tell you, it's not as hard as you think. It is going to take some work, but it's not as hard as you think. So in the authority flywheel, okay, AI listens and they gather signals from everywhere. Okay. Google, your website and your biology or your biographies. Okay. Those have to be consistent. Reviews, are they consistently talking about how you communicate well, how you do well in the mortgage process, how you do well during the purchase process? Your social content, does it support those ideas? Your MLS history, do you have sales? Do you have sales that represent what you're talking about? It forms the entire first impression before a client even gets to your door. Okay. It will answer. The way that you do this is you publish helpful, niche specific content that answers the exact questions that buyers are asking. So what are first time home buyers supposed to pay attention to in St. Petersburg, Florida? Guess what? I've answered that. That's what you do, is you take what people are actually asking and answer it in an understandable way. This gives the AI the confidence that you are relevant and you are the expert on that topic, because AI, like we said, cannot risk recommending somebody that isn't the expert. Okay. Then you distribute. It will distribute. You can push that expertise across your entire platform. Okay. The ones that AI studies most: Google, YouTube, social channels, podcasts, articles, and every distribution touch point reinforces those things and who you are. Okay. I'll give you some insider tips on how to get noticed. There's some really cool things that are out now where, articles are being written about you and all you have to do is talk back and forth between an AI and it gets seen by a ton of people. So I'll give you that one shortly. So citing, as soon as AI finds more consistent, high quality proof, it begins to reference you. So the more that you talk about what you're talking about and that you're good at it and you understand it, it will reference you and elevate you and ultimately recommend you over the other agents that are in the arena. So here's why this matters. And these stats change all the time. So this one may be outdated. It might not be, but 82% use AI for real estate information. 38% search for listings on AI, which I think is probably higher now because the integrations that ChatGPT has come with, they're integrated with Zillow. So now you can literally do your entire home search inside ChatGPT. And 40% is replacing early stage discovery. So if you're not showing up, you're losing 40% of opportunity because they are searching through AI. So here's the influence hierarchy. These are the tier ones that AI is going to pay attention to: is your Google business page, your website, your YouTube, your Zillow profile, and your reviews. Okay. So we can get, I've got solutions for all of these on how to get them set up properly. The website's probably the most complicated one. If you've got outdated stuff, Mike, you mentioned this, Zillow sucks to correct, but you can get it corrected. I had to do the same. It had an old company for me that I hadn't really paid attention to. So I had to go claim my profile and rebuild the whole thing. And then the reviews, like I said, you want to make sure that those support what you actually do. Tier 2, LinkedIn is a huge opportunity. Instagram and Facebook obviously are an opportunity. Yelp is becoming more common because they just signed an agreement with ChatGPT. So if you can get 1 or 2 Yelp reviews, you're way ahead of all the other real estate agents. And honestly, I'd probably push in that direction if you do have a solid base of Google business reviews. But if you can get both, even better. Expertise and enterprise are two of the ones. Baybird was the other one that I was seeing pull quite a bit recently. So they're constantly changing. And then tier 3, and this one's up for negotiation, if you will. Reddit has been pulled less recently, in about 86% less in searches. So Reddit might not be the primary driver. And it's probably because of accuracy, because they were pulling Reddit answers that just weren't right. So now they're out there, the AIs are out there looking for more credible sources. Quora's another similar thing to Reddit. And then Newsbreak, this is one of my insider tips. I actually had an article written on there about Creative First, and we got a lead directly from that. All I did was take 10 minutes to answer questions that an AI was asking me. Maybe something you look into. You can get in there into their business spotlight. I was invited, so I'm not sure if you have to be invited, but I would definitely check out Newsbreak to kind of jump off from, and really, use your first article as a summary of what you are, who you do, who you help, why you started your business, that kind of stuff. So here's what to post, okay? As you post, you want to make sure the headline knows what AI needs from you. So again, the question, right? The headlines are what is actually being asked. So whatever you think or you believe people will type into AI that you want to show up for, that's what your headlines should be. Websites are local pages, blogs, Q&A, neighborhood guides. I've been building this out as well, so you may come across that on our website when you go to the Realtor Education, but the Realtor Education piece is being built on the back of this idea, okay? It's going to be so that realtors can find information from Creative First Mortgage. The Google business page, weekly posts, photos, reviews. I know this sounds like a lot. Okay, we're going to break it down for you so that you can focus on individual items. And YouTube and social media. So buyer frequently asked questions, city guides, local content is huge. And I mean local, not I cover all of Tampa Bay. No, you don't. You live in St. Pete, you cover St. Pete. Focus on St. Pete. People will find you in neighboring cities, and you'll be able to travel as far as you want to. Okay. Making sure you're accurate, your data is accurate. Updated bios and service areas, like I said, make sure everything's consistent. Make sure you're talking about the market, making sure that you are doing the micro local insights. So again, it's not Tampa Bay, or it could be Tampa Bay if you want to focus on all of Tampa Bay, but you're not focusing on the state of Florida. Okay. You want to really get granular on where you are and where you want to work. So here's how I mentioned that content can be super easy to create. And I know it sounds like content's been such a dirty word for everybody for so long, but this is how I'm doing it. Okay. You are looking and watching currently my one long form video blog. Okay. I'm doing this live because that's the way that I feel I can help you guys the most. But this is my one long form video guide. Okay. It gets posted to YouTube. It gets posted to LinkedIn. I do a blog article summary that I use ChatGPT in my voice. Okay. You can use Claude if you want, or Gemini, whichever one you want. Claude does have watermarks, another issue. Talk about that later. Not on this one, but maybe a next one. But AI will see that one piece of content, but it'll see 5 trust signals. Okay. So you're able to create multiple pieces of content around one idea, which has been the process that I've been using for a very long time. And I'm just so glad it's going to finally get rewarded in a way that will help business. Okay. So I told you we do, and we flew through this. So I see a question there from Mike, and I'll pop that up on screen. We've got, are you aware yet about how quickly AI recommendations react to your reviews and online activity? Mike, I can't give you stats on it. But what I can tell you is that it's working for us. Okay. I've really only been down this journey since June, beginning of June. And the journey started when I had an SEO company audit my website and tell me basically that everything was effed and I needed to fix a whole bunch of things. And there was a bunch of things competing for the same items that people were searching for. And so I went down this rabbit hole and really learned as much as possible on this. And then when I went to a conference, they supported that with the G6 idea. And so I've just kind of been running with that, but it can happen really quickly. And I will tell you also, there is no statistics around what the actual formula is. Okay. It can be somewhat completely random, but you have to put yourself in the room to be selected. And so doing these things, and this is not changing really anything that a lot of us are already doing. Like I mentioned with the creating the content, you're just kind of making it easier to create content. because you don't have to come up with new ideas all the time. Okay. And as long as you're consistent with it, instead of mass producing crappy content, you have to put out good content. As long as you're consistent with good content, eventually this will start to be rewarded. Okay. But you are ahead of the game, I promise you, in a lot of ways if you start today. If you don't start today, you have no opportunity and you won't be in the room. So with the 30-day AI search plan, so week 1 is really, and Mike, you're probably still working on this like I am. This has been like actually like month 1, 2, and 3 for me. But fixing your digital footprint, okay? You want to make sure that everything is mapped correctly, everything lines up, all of your stuff is the same. Your biographies all match. Okay, I know that's a difficult part, but you want to make sure that everything is the same. This is why I offer the AI audit for you, because I want to show you what to fix first. Okay, I'm giving you the freaking easy button. Okay, so the AI audit is the easy button for you. I created it for myself, and it applies for real estate agents as well. So I want to make sure that you guys are paying attention to this. Week 2, you want to publish your first AI indexed content. So this is probably YouTube, right? This is that long form video on YouTube. So when I say long form, it doesn't have to be 40 minutes. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes of me standing up here sweating my face off because of not having AC or anything like that. All you have to do is create a 10 to 15-minute video talking about one specific topic, okay? And then you'll be able to break that off into multiple pieces of content. So week 3 is optimizing your Google business page and your portals. I have tools around this as well, okay? I can also help you create the AI indexed content. But optimizing your Google business page, I have a playbook for this. Mike, you've been using it. I would love you to chime in if you're still here. But being able to optimize your Google business page so that AI can find it, I've got the tools for you. I can get that to you as well. And then week 4 is launching that AI flywheel. And that's what I was talking about, creating content. So now I'm into the heavy creation of content and pushing out things into this AI flywheel so that I get found by AI. Okay. A lot of my focus has been on real estate agents. There will be webinars that get launched directly to buyers and investors because that's what I want to focus on as well. So this is your 30-day AI search plan. If you want a custom one, we start on this. Okay. We start with the QR code for you to scan it, get your free AI, and that's all messed up there. Cool. Get your free AI audit. I will go through and find all of the stuff that we can find and make sure that you know where you're starting so that we can launch this 30-day plan in the right direction. Okay. So I'll go back. Thank you for being here. I will be reaching out to all of you that were here to make sure that what I was saying wasn't too fast or too crazy. But if you've got questions, I'll hang out for a couple minutes. I am really sweaty. It is really hot. So just let me know if you've got questions, post them in the comments, and I will respond. All right. I could stand here for 30 seconds. Mike has a question. All right, Mike, that's your question for the day. Thank you for your time. Just kidding. I'll wait for you to comment. I think it's like 81 degrees in here right now. Not a great day for the AC to be off. Get to be in front of all of you. All right, while Mike's typing his question, I'm going to pop up this and see what the votes come into. I'm wondering if I'm just like sitting on for these people. Hey, Renee. Yes, Renee, it's available on demand. You'll get an email afterwards with the replay. It's at the same link. So you just pop back in and watch it again. Also, making sure, if you're signing up for that AI audit, will be able to take a look at everything for you, so that 30-day plan comes a little bit more specifically to your situation instead of just a general overview. We can literally build step by step for you, so that this can start becoming part of your daily routines and your weekly tasks. You are welcome, Jason. Jason also has access to the audit system, so if you do scan this and you work with Jason, that's okay too. Like I said, start here, scan that QR code. I promise you, it's free for you. The only thing you have to deal with is calls from me, following up with you and keeping you accountable. If you have any questions outside of that, there is no questions that are stupid. I promise you. I've started at the basics and worked my way up to where we are, and there's still so much more for me to understand and learn. So I appreciate you all being here, and hopefully we hear from all of you soon. Thanks, everybody, and we will see you next Wednesday.